It's a grey area in our health system.
At the moment, there is not mandatory vaccination for all healthcare workers.
First, it was an unvaccinated student nurse who worked at Fairfield and Royal North Shore hospitals while infectious. The 24-year-old woman remains in isolation.
One of her household contacts is positive.
The virus was also passed on to one of her colleagues who worked at the same places and here at the Royal Ryde Rehabilitation Hospital. An aged care worker at Summit Care has subsequently become infected and was not vaccinated, but
around 135 out of the 149 residents at Summit Care were vaccinated.
There are 24 new cases, more than half were infectious while in the community. 7 are under investigation with no known source. 2 people are in ICU, 1 is on a ventilator. 5 days into lockdown and the cases are steady. Even still, there was a warning from the Premier.
A number of those cases were people who were conducting work in the last few days, some with symptoms, and we can't continue to have that happen.
Shopping centres have dominated a list of new venues on high alert. Pacific Square Shopping Centre in Maroubra, Westfield East Gardens and Burwood, to name a few.
Where you can, do your shopping online. Where you can, don't go to places where there's lots of other people.
Also of major concern, a Virgin flight landed here in Sydney last weekend after travelling from the Gold Coast. A crew member on board flight VA524 tested positive, and now 2 passengers have as well. 60 people were fined for breaching public health orders. Southwestern Sydney and the eastern suburbs identified as problem spots.
We are stopping and propping many people, and again, it's just disappointing that infringements continue to be issued.
It's an anxious wait for the results tonight for the hundreds of patients and staff from 4 health facilities. Mark Reddy, ABC News, Sydney.
And Mark Reddy is live for us tonight at the Homebush Vaccination Hub. Mark, there's been a COVID scare there. What can you tell us?
Well, Nita, on Tuesday, a person unknowingly infected with coronavirus visited this vaccination hub here at Olympic Park between 3:30 and 5 p.m. So anyone who was here during that time is considered a close contact. The advice is to get tested immediately and self-isolate for 14 days regardless of a result. Now, the site has undergone a deep clean, and as you can see tonight, there are hundreds of people lining up, a queue stretching right around the block, so people are still here getting vaccinated. The advice, though, is really simple. If you have the mildest of flu-like symptoms, a runny nose, a scratchy throat, to get tested, stay home and rebook that appointment. So that's the advice, and this just falls into what the Premier has said to avoid any other outbreak, because that's the last thing we want at a vaccination centre. Juanita?
Mark Reddy reporting there. Well, it's been a case of in, out and back in isolation for a state government minister. Victor Dominello was last week classified as a close contact of his infectious colleague Adam Marshall. But on Saturday afternoon, New South Wales Health told him he was only a casual contact. Mr Dominello even held a news conference with the Premier. The advice has changed again, so he is self-isolating once more.
I feel absolutely sorry for Health. They've got so much on their plate. And they have to make line-ball decisions. Now, obviously, in my case, there was an error that was clear.
I regret that there was a miscommunication and the communication could have been more efficiently done.
Health officials have confirmed the same mistake has not been made with anyone else. The race to vaccinate is about to be turbocharged in New South Wales. Several new hubs will be opened across Sydney and regional centres, and country pharmacies will also come on board.
The lines aren't getting any shorter, so it's been decided one isn't enough. Sydney's solo mass vaccination hub is so successful it will soon be replicated.
It moved really quickly and it was seamless in there.
Well organised, perfect. 100%. The people administrating it was so nice and friendly and just really made it like a good experience.
A new site is expected to open in Sydney's southwest late this month. This former supermarket space is just up the road from the super spreading party at West Hoxton. Wollongong will get a mass vaccination centre in August too.
And Sydney's CBD will also have a vaccine hub with extended opening hours. So when lockdown ends and city workers return, it won't be long until they're able to book in.
Work is already underway at this former Bunnings in the Hunter, which will open to the public in a matter of weeks.
We envisage that once these centres are up and running, that New South Wales Health will be able to administer up to 200,000 vaccines a week.
Labor says why not offer public servants paid leave to make it easy to get a jab.
Unfortunately, most of the available slots are during the day and frontline workers may not have access to those spots if they're working.
Access is also an issue in the country, but in a fortnight, almost 24 pharmacies will be joining the effort.
To start off with, we'll be able to do the AstraZeneca vaccine, but who knows what will be available in the future.
Anyone over 60 will be welcome to book in for a jab. Amy Greenbank, ABC News.
Across the country, millions of people are still in lockdown. On the second day of Queensland's snap 3-day lockdown, there were just 2 new cases. Authorities say a decision on lifting the lockdown there will be based on tomorrow's figures. The Northern Territory had 1 new infection today, a close contact of the initial Tanami mine case. It brings the mine cluster to 16. No other locally acquired cases were reported today.